Welcome to another episode of Litodio, Book in Minutes, Insights for Life. I'm so glad you're joining us today because we're discussing a book that has the power to transform how you think about teamwork, leadership, and success. The Five Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni. Whether you're leading a team at work, managing a group project, or just looking to understand the dynamics of successful collaboration, this book is incredibly relevant today. In a world where teams are more interconnected than ever, knowing how to navigate the challenges of trust, communication, and accountability can truly change the way you work and even the way you lead. If you're striving to create a stronger team culture or improve your own work environment, this book will provide invaluable insights that can lead to real, impactful change. In this episode, we're going to break it all down for you. First, I'll introduce the book and give you a little context about why it was written and why it's still so powerful today. Then, we'll take you chapter by chapter, exploring the 5 dysfunctions that can prevent teams from reaching their full potential. Finally, we'll wrap up with the key takeaways, the practical lessons that you can apply right away, whether you're a team leader or a team member. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the 5 dysfunctions of a team. You're in for some thought-provoking insights that can not only help you in your professional life but also improve the way you collaborate with others, both at work and in life. Let's get started. The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni is a powerful business fable that explores the common pitfalls that prevent teams from achieving their full potential. Through the story of a struggling executive team, Lencioni uncovers 5 critical dysfunctions that often plague organizations: the absence of trust, fear of conflict, lack of commitment, avoidance of accountability, and inattention to results. Each dysfunction is woven into a compelling narrative that shows how these issues affect performance and morale. Lencioni's purpose in writing the book is to provide leaders and team members with a framework to recognize and address these dysfunctions, ultimately fostering more cohesive, effective teams. The book's impact lies in its simple yet profound insights into team dynamics and its ability to translate complex organizational behavior into actionable strategies. By presenting these ideas through a story, Lencioni makes the concepts relatable, allowing readers to see themselves in the challenges faced by the fictional team. Written in 2002, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team continues to be a vital resource for leaders seeking to build high-performing teams. Its timeless lessons offer not just a guide for improving teamwork, but a deeper understanding of the interpersonal forces that shape any organization's success. Chapter 1. The Fable Begins. So in the first chapter, we're introduced to a company called Decision Tech, where the leadership team is struggling. The CEO, Catherine Peterson, is brought in to help fix a failing team. The team has great individual talents but isn't working well together. It's a classic case of a group of smart people not being able to achieve results because of dysfunctions within the team. Catherine recognizes that there are deeper issues at play, which she intends to address. Key takeaway: the first chapter sets up the idea that teams can look perfect on paper, but if they're not functioning well together, they won't achieve their potential. It emphasizes the importance of leadership in identifying and resolving issues within a team. Chapter 2. The first dysfunction: absence of trust. Now, this chapter introduces the first dysfunction: absence of trust. Catherine quickly identifies that the team doesn't trust one another. This lack of trust is preventing them from being vulnerable and honest with each other. They're not sharing weaknesses, mistakes, or asking for help, which makes collaboration tough. Catherine arranges a team-building exercise where each team member shares personal stories to help them open up and build trust. As they share, it's clear that many have experienced personal or professional challenges that have shaped their behaviors. Key takeaway: trust is the foundation of any successful team. Without it, members will be reluctant to engage in open, honest conversations. The lesson here is that vulnerability builds trust and lays the groundwork for effective collaboration. Chapter 3. The second dysfunction: fear of conflict. This chapter focuses on the second dysfunction: fear of conflict. Since the team lacks trust, they're avoiding conflict, especially the healthy, constructive kind. Instead, they're engaging in artificial harmony, where everyone agrees on the surface, but no real problems are addressed. Catherine pushes the team to have honest debates about tough issues. She explains that conflict, when done properly, can lead to better decision-making. By encouraging open discussion, the team starts to understand that disagreement doesn't mean personal animosity. Key takeaway: healthy conflict is essential for teams to thrive. Avoiding conflict leads to stagnation and bad decisions. A team must feel safe to voice differing opinions and debate ideas constructively. Chapter 4. The third dysfunction: lack of commitment. Here, Catherine tackles the third dysfunction: lack of commitment. When there's no real conflict or open discussion, team members don't buy into decisions. They may agree to something in a meeting but won't commit to it because they haven't truly debated it or been involved in the decision-making process. Catherine emphasizes that commitment isn't just about agreeing, it's about being fully bought into the direction the team is taking. She encourages the team to make decisions even when not everyone is on board, ensuring that everyone is clear on the direction and can move forward together. Key takeaway: commitment requires clarity. A team can't commit to something if they haven't had the opportunity to discuss, debate, and understand the reasoning behind the decision. Once the team has had a healthy conflict, they can make decisions and move forward with confidence. Chapter 5. The fourth dysfunction: avoidance of accountability. In this chapter, the focus shifts to avoidance of accountability. Without commitment, team members are less likely to hold one another accountable for performance or behavior. They avoid giving each other feedback and letting others know when they're falling short. This dysfunction is a huge barrier to progress because people aren't being pushed to improve. Catherine challenges the team to step up and hold each other accountable. She shows them that it's not about being harsh but about helping each other reach their potential and ensuring the team stays aligned with its goals. Key takeaway: accountability is critical to a team's success. When everyone is committed, they can hold each other accountable in a way that's supportive rather than punitive. Clear expectations and mutual accountability ensure that the team stays on track. Chapter 6. The fifth dysfunction: inattention to results. The final dysfunction is inattention to results. Here, Catherine highlights how team members often focus on their personal goals or departmental interests rather than the collective goals of the team. When individuals prioritize their own success over the team's, the entire group suffers. To address this, Catherine brings the team back to the overall vision and goals, reminding them that success is measured by team performance, not individual achievement. She also emphasizes that the team must be focused on results, not just activities or tasks. Key takeaway: teams must remain laser-focused on their collective results. If individual goals take precedence over team goals, the team's performance will falter. Everyone needs to be invested in the team's success, which means putting aside personal agendas. Chapter 7. The turning point. By now, the team has started to turn things around. They've addressed the dysfunctions and begun to build a more cohesive and effective team. There's still work to be done, but the team has learned the value of trust, healthy conflict, commitment, accountability, and focus on results. Catherine's leadership and persistence have helped the team navigate the dysfunctions and begin making real progress. The team is starting to gel, and they are now able to confront issues directly, hold each other accountable, and align on their common goals. Key takeaway: change takes time, but with dedication and a willingness to confront difficult issues, a team can overcome dysfunctions and become high-performing. The journey involves a lot of hard work, but the rewards are worth it. Chapter 8. Conclusion: the framework for team success. In the final chapter, Lencioni summarizes the framework for overcoming the 5 dysfunctions. He emphasizes that leadership is key to guiding teams through the process of addressing these dysfunctions and that regular reflection and maintenance are essential for sustained success. Lencioni also stresses that the 5 dysfunctions are interconnected. Addressing one leads to progress in others. The book provides a roadmap for leaders to build stronger teams and improve organizational effectiveness. Key takeaway: the 5 dysfunctions are a framework to guide teams towards better performance. Leaders must be proactive in addressing these issues and creating an environment where teams can thrive. To wrap it up, the 5 dysfunctions of a team is about understanding and addressing the fundamental issues that prevent teams from performing at their best. Through Catherine's leadership and the team's efforts, we learn how essential trust, healthy conflict, commitment, accountability, and a results-focused mindset are to achieving success. The book offers practical lessons for leaders looking to build high-performing teams. Here's a breakdown of the main takeaways from the 5 dysfunctions of a team. 1. Trust is the foundation of everything. Imagine trying to work on a project with someone you don't trust. It would be tough to share ideas, admit mistakes, or ask for help, right? Well, that's exactly what happens when there's no trust within a team. Without trust, team members are too guarded, and the team can't really collaborate or be vulnerable with each other. In the book, Catherine, the CEO, has the team go through a personal exercise to open up and share personal stories to build trust. It's like when you get to know someone better outside of work, it helps you feel comfortable working with them and asking for help when you need it. Practical tip: as a leader, encourage your team to be open and share something personal. When people feel safe to show vulnerability, it builds the trust that's necessary for effective collaboration. 2. Healthy conflict leads to better decisions. Think about a time when you were in a meeting and everyone just nodded along, even though no one really agreed. That's called artificial harmony, and it's one of the biggest issues in teams. The book explains that when teams avoid conflict, they miss out on the chance to challenge ideas and find the best solutions. Catherine pushes her team to have real debates, where everyone can voice differing opinions. For example, when brainstorming ideas, it's not about avoiding disagreement but making sure the best idea wins. Practical tip: encourage your team to argue a little more, constructively, of course. Having different perspectives actually leads to better decisions. It's okay to disagree as long as you're still focused on finding the best solution. 3. Commitment comes from clarity, not consensus. Ever been in a meeting where it feels like people agree to something just to move things along? But then, no one really follows through because they weren't fully bought into the decision? That's a lack of commitment. Catherine explains that commitment doesn't mean everyone agrees. It means everyone understands the decision and is ready to move forward. For example, in a team, not every person may love a decision, but if they understand the reasoning and are clear about their role, they'll commit to it. Practical tip: as a leader, make sure everyone understands the why behind decisions. When people feel clear about what's expected and why it's important, they'll be more committed, even if they don't love every detail. 4. Accountability is key to growth. Imagine you're on a sports team where no one ever gets called out for slacking off. Eventually, the whole team suffers because no one's pushing each other to do better. That's what happens in a team that lacks accountability. Catherine makes her team hold each other accountable for their actions, which helps everyone improve. It's like when a friend tells you they're going to the gym every morning and they ask you to keep them on track. If you don't hold them accountable, they might not follow through, right? Practical tip: create a culture where holding each other accountable is normal. It's not about criticism, but about supporting each other to do better. Accountability helps everyone stay on track and ensures that the team is always striving to be better. 5. Focus on results, not personal agendas. It's easy to get caught up in your own goals, but when everyone does this in a team, the team's overall results suffer. In the book, Catherine teaches the team that the most important thing is the collective success of the group, not individual achievements. For example, in a work project, if each department just focuses on their own needs and doesn't care about the company's overall goals, the project will likely fail. But if everyone stays focused on the big picture, everyone wins. Practical tip: make sure the whole team is aligned around the same goals. When everyone understands that personal success is tied to team success, the whole team will be more motivated to push toward shared objectives. 6. Don't expect instant results. Change takes time. Finally, don't expect to fix everything overnight. Catherine's team didn't become high-performing instantly. It took time and effort to build trust, encourage conflict, and align everyone around results. But the results came, and the team's performance improved dramatically. It's like working out. You won't see major results after one session, but over time, you get stronger and more capable. Practical tip: be patient with the process. Real change in a team takes time, so keep reinforcing these principles and give your team time to grow. In conclusion, The Five Dysfunctions of a Team teaches us that teams can only be effective when they trust each other, engage in healthy conflict, commit to decisions, hold each other accountable, and focus on results. These ideas are simple, but implementing them takes effort, and the payoff is worth it. Thanks for tuning in to Litodio. If you enjoyed this summary and want to keep expanding your reading list with quick, engaging insights, be sure to hit that follow button, subscribe, and share with friends who love books as much as you do. We'd love to hear what you thought of today's episode, so feel free to leave a comment. We'll link to the book in the description. Until next time, stay curious.